So I get calls all the time from people wondering what suburb of Jacksonville they should move to. And so I've compiled a list of a couple suburbs that you might want to consider when making your move to Jacksonville, North Carolina. What's up, guys? I'm Avery with the Living in Jacksonville channel, where we talk about what it's like to eat, sleep, live, work, and play here in the Jacksonville, North Carolina and surrounding regions, all the way out to Wilmington, Carolina Beach, even Myrtle Grove. And so if that's something that you can get on board with, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday I drop a new video. And that phone number and email address popping up on the screen, that is the best way to get in touch with us. You can shoot us an email, a text message, or a phone call. I am the one that responds to all of those calls, texts, and emails. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And today we're discussing the suburbs in or around Jacksonville, North Carolina that we see a lot of our clients moving to and why exactly they're moving there. One of which I can't really get on board with, but we're going to talk about it anyway because people seem to be moving there. All right, so first up on the list is Maysville, North Carolina. Maysville is the one place on this list that I don't really understand why people are moving here, but there does seem to be some growth in the area. Maysville's located on the northeast part of Jacksonville, and it's about a 20 or so minute drive to the city of Jacksonville. It's about a 30-minute drive to Richlands, and it's about a 25 or so minute drive to Camp Lejeune. So if you're living on, or if you're working on base, it's going to be about 24 to 25 minute drive. Maysville only has about 1,000 residents, and that number seems to be going up year by year, but there are some major developments that are being built in the area, and which makes it a little bit more of a destination spot for people moving here. Maysville is highly rural, right? It's a very, very small town. And it's kind of a charming town, but also some people would say it's a little run down in parts. But that small town is growing a bunch, right? With new developments, new homes being built, some spot homes being built. You know, the price point in Maysville is going up. And so the average price in the area is about $150,000 to $300,000. There's properties on the $100,000 side, and there's properties on the $550,000 side. But you are going to be looking at a little bit more land in Maysville. It's a lot more rural. It's near the Croatan National Forest, right? So there's a lot of hiking and stuff in the area and nature in the area versus the city of Jacksonville, where it's a little bit more, or a lot more developed rather. And there's a lot more grocery shopping, things like that. Maysville doesn't have a lot of amenities. So your grocery stores and like your daily necessities, you're going to have to drive 20 minutes over to Jacksonville to get some of your necessities. So that's the big reason that I kind of wonder why people are moving here. I get it. You want more space, you want more freedom and a little bit more land. And that's what you'll get in Maysville. However, you are a little bit further away from your daily necessities like the grocery stores and some of your shopping conveniences. All right, and suburb number 2 is Richlands, North Carolina. Guys, I absolutely love Richlands. It's an up-and-coming town. There's only about a little over 2,500 residents in Richlands, but that number is skyrocketing here recently with some of the development throughout Richlands. Like I said, it's an upcoming suburb, so there are more and more grocery stores going in the area and some shopping centers and things like that. In the area. It's only about a 20 or so minute drive to Jacksonville, and it's about a 25-minute drive to Camp Lejeune. Richlands, just like Maysville, you do get more space, more yard, and some decent sized houses in the area, so it's a very good bang for your buck area. We are looking at some older farm-like houses in the area, as well as some new construction that have been built really like 2015 to present day. The livability in Richlands is just fantastic in my opinion. There is Albert J. Ellis Airport, Jacksonville Airport, right in Richlands. So your commute to go to the airport to travel back and forth, if that's something that you do for work, is going to be pretty easy. You know, just about anywhere that you live in Richlands, you're going to be about a 15-20 minute drive from the airport, making it a great spot to, you know, nest up and just live in, right? It's a short commute to Jacksonville. It's a short commute to the airport, and it's only about 30 to 45 minutes away from the beach. But once again, the shopping centers are all there. There's Piggly Wiggly. There is a Walmart. So all of your daily necessities and conveniences are right there in Richlands. I lived in Richlands from about 2013 to 2017, and I absolutely loved it. The one thing that I will say about Richlands, same with Maysville, is that the air can get kind of stale. There's not too much of a breeze in Richlands or Maysville. So on the hot summer days, you know, when it's 90 plus degrees and it's super, super humid, you don't really get to break up any of that humidity with a breeze like you do in some of these other areas I'm going to be talking about. So it can get kind of stale. It can smell kind of swampy in the area because there are swamps in the area. But other than that, the livability in Richlands is fantastic. And I'm seeing a lot of my clients choose Richlands to go and build their new home or just buy an existing home. The price point, you can get anywhere from about $125,000 up to about $600,000, and that's going to be the sweet spot. The sweet spot maybe being more toward your $300 to $450 range. All right, number 3 on the list is Sneads Ferry, North Carolina. Sneads Ferry, North Carolina is a little bit busier than Richlands or Maysville, and probably the busiest that we're going to discuss today. In terms of people, there's just over 3,600 residents in Sneads Ferry, and a lot of which are military or prior military. This is a big area for military personnel to live simply because of the access to the back gate. Sneads Ferry is about 25 minutes or so to Jacksonville. So a lot of your bigger amenities and stuff in Jacksonville is only a short drive away, about 25 minutes or so. And it's about 25 minutes to the front gate of Camp Lejeune as well. My complaint about Sneads Ferry is the lack of big shopping stores in the area. There's a Food Lion in Sneads Ferry, but if you're not a Food Lion fan and you prefer Harris Teeter or Piggly Wiggly or Walmart, some of the bigger grocery stores, then yeah, you are going to have to drive. You're going to have to drive into Surf City or Jacksonville, which is going to be about a 15 to 20 to 25 minute drive either way you go. So Sneads Ferry is definitely some of the smaller town vibe. It does have some of the smaller stores. It does have a lot of souvenir shops as well because it is a tourist destination. Sneads Ferry has the access bridge over onto North Topsail Beach. So there is a lot of traffic being built up there because of the beach. And a lot of the tourists will stay at the local campgrounds or they'll stay at the Hampton Inn. But, you know, it does add to a lot of the traffic. I personally think Sneads Ferry is a pretty cool place just because you get a lot of coastal living. There's a lot of boat slips and water access points that are available to the public to get into the intercoastal waterway. If you wanted to launch your kayak or a little John boat or something like that, or you can go out to some of the marinas and if you have a bigger boat and launch your boat that way. And Sneads Ferry houses a number of great developments like Mimosa Bay, like the Preserve at Tidewater, Chadwick Acres, right? Some of these nice communities that offer some amenities like a pool, tennis courts, basketball courts, so on and so forth, for reasonable prices, right? Like up to about $600,000. Really, the average price point here in Sneads Ferry is about $350,000 to about $600,000. And then you have some of your waterfront properties that can easily be up in the $1 million range. But overall, Sneads Ferry is a fantastic location. It's close to base. It's close to Jacksonville, about 25 minutes again. And it's close to Surf City if you wanted to go shopping over that way. It's about 15 minutes, but it is going to be a little bit more of your congested area. All right, number 4 on the list is Holly Ridge, North Carolina. This is where I live, and the reason I chose Holly Ridge is because it's absolutely coastal, but you still get some of the country vibe that I had in upstate New York. Holly Ridge isn't completely developed yet. There's still some farmland. there's still some open space. There's still some marshlands and wetlands that really give some of the houses and some of the neighborhoods a little bit of separation. And it is directly on the Intercoastal Waterway, so there's a ton of access points and boat slips that these neighborhoods have to access the waterways. My neighborhood is situated right along Kings Creek, which is a direct access point to the Intercoastal Waterway, which is right there in Surf City. So, you know, if I had a boat, I could just hop right on Kings Creek and be right out onto the Intercoastal within 2 minutes, and then be into Surf City at the Surf City Bridge. Holly Ridge only has about 1,700 residents, and that just like goes to show some of the seclusion and some of the separation that we really have in these neighborhoods. None of these neighborhoods are super built, with the exception of one, which I'll tell you about here in a second. And the average price in Holly Ridge is going to be about $450,000 or so. The range really spans from about $200,000 up to about $2 million. And on that higher end is one neighborhood called Summer House on Everett Bay. Summer House is a master planned community. It offers fitness centers, pickleball courts, tennis courts, clubhouse, fire pits, picnic areas, kayak launches, so on and so forth. Summer House on Everett Bay has just about everything. And I know a lot of people that live in Summer House, and they absolutely love it. It's a country club vibe. Everybody knows everybody for the most part. Everyone is very friendly, and it is a gated community. Summer House backs up to the Intercoastal Waterway, so those kayak launches and whatnot are directly over there on the Intercoastal Waterway. In my personal opinion, you can get similar houses in Holly Ridge outside of that neighborhood, probably a little bit cheaper in price, and you don't have to pay those HOAs. But if you do like that neighborhood vibe, that country club vibe with all of those amenities and whatnot, Summer House on Everett Bay is definitely going to be the place in Holly Ridge to be. And the other reason that I really like Holly Ridge is simply because of its proximity to Surf City and Topsail Island. It takes me about 12 minutes to get onto the island. And so my gym is in Surf City. The grocery stores I go to are in Surf City. And to get onto the beach, I go to Surf City. It takes me longer to go into Sneads Ferry and onto the bridge in Sneads Ferry than it does going to Surf City. But that is also a drawback with Holly Ridge, is you don't have any shopping, you don't have any restaurants, you don't have anything here in Holly Ridge besides homes and some small like diners and mom and pop stores and stuff like that. But you don't have any of these bigger amenities in Holly Ridge. So that can be a pro or a con depending on who you ask. But once again, it only takes me about 7 or 8 minutes to get to Walmart or Publix to do my grocery shopping or to go to a bunch of the restaurants. And then if I wanted to go check out North Topsail Beach, I could take Surf City and go down to North Topsail, or I could just scoot over into Sneads Ferry and over the bridge that way. But I absolutely love Holly Ridge. My wife and I, we were just talking about it the other day and, talking about where we think we want to be in the future, right? Where do we want to move to in the future? And our answer was either Surf City or Holly Ridge. We love the neighborhood that we're in now, just the proximity, how far away we are from, like how secluded we feel, but also how close to everything we really are. So Holly Ridge, I could go on and on about how much I love this place. But we are seeing an influx of people moving here because it's so close to vacation land without being in the hustle and bustle of all of that. All right, number 5 on the list is Surf City, North Carolina. Surf City is definitely more of your vacation land than anything, but there are about 2,600 residents that live in the area. A lot of the homes in Surf City are rentals because of the proximity to the beach and all of the happenings in Surf City. As I mentioned before, Surf City does have a lot of your bigger amenities like the Walmart, the Publix, the Lowe's, right? Like some of these bigger stores, some of these bigger amenities, it does have that. It does have putt-putt. It does have the really nice restaurants that you're going to want to dine at and do date nights and bring the family to. But just a word of caution, because it is vacation land, it does get pretty busy during the summer months. Really from about June through September, during vacation time, Surf City is extremely busy. There are lines down the road that's going to take you about 5 to 10 minutes to get through because there's a couple of traffic lights that seem to take forever, especially during vacation season. And mind you, a lot of these people aren't local to North Carolina. They are coming from New York, California, Texas, Florida, Michigan, Illinois, Missouri. And so they all bring their driving habits, and they all bring every other habit that they have in their hometown, in their home state, and they bring it here to Surf City. So during the summer months, it can feel very frustrating to deal with some of these people. But the rest of the year, we get the area all to ourselves, and it's quiet, it's peaceful. We still have beautiful weather. I know, there's days in December that are beach days, right? Maybe not as hot and the water's a little cooler, but you can still go dip your toes in the sand, catch a tan, do whatever you want to do. Still have access to a lot of these amenities without all of the vacation traffic. Surf City has a ton of great things going on all the time. We just did a Sip, Surf, and Shop festival last weekend. My daughter absolutely loved the live band, and her and this other little boy were out dancing and just having a good time. It made us really, really happy to know that we made the move here and that our 3-year-old daughter is just so happy in this environment. And so oftentimes they bring local vendors, some of these craft vendors, craft stores. They set up booths. You can go shopping. They bring the brewery trucks. They bring the food trucks around, and you can just go eat, shop, enjoy some live music, talk with your friends, your family, and just have a great time in Surf City. Not to mention all of the souvenir shops and all of those things that even the locals like to take advantage of. But as far as real estate goes in Surf City, you're looking anywhere over about $350,000. This is a hot destination. So people want to move here, and the cost of land here in Surf City is through the roof. So you are going to be spending a pretty penny if you're trying to buy some acreage here in Surf City. There's not much available, but if you do find something, it's not going to be cheap. But once again, the home prices are over $350,000, and obviously with some of the beach properties and stuff, you can get as high as about $6, $7, $8 million. But again, Surf City is one of my favorite places, and it's only about a 30 or so minute drive to Jacksonville. So if you need to go to Jacksonville for any bigger shopping stores, the mall, any bigger restaurants, that kind of thing, it's only about a half-hour drive, so it's really not too bad. And Surf City, you get to take advantage of Wilmington as well. Surf City and Holly Ridge are smack dab in the center of Jacksonville and Wilmington. So, really about a 30 to 40 minute drive either way. You can take advantage of all of those amenities. And there we have it. Those are the top 5 places that we see our clients moving to here in 2023. Maybe you're interested in one of these neighborhoods or one of these suburbs rather. Give us a call, shoot us a text, shoot us an email. I'm the one that responds to all the calls, texts, and emails. We'd love to have a conversation with you and see which one of these Jacksonville suburbs is best for you, right? Do you want to be closer to Wilmington, in the Surf City area, close to the beach, close to all vacation land? Or would you rather be in Maysville, where you can get a ton of bang for your buck, some newer construction, maybe on some more land, or possibly in Richlands or Sneads Ferry, where it's a little busier? Once again, my favorite in this video are Holly Ridge and Surf City, simply because of the proximity to the coast. Also, feeling like you're in the country and being away from everything, but still pretty darn close. And with that said, guys, till the next video, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.